Hi Australia. I just went downstairs and got a little bit of food to eat just for an afternoon snack, and because I have to take my malaria tablets, and as I said, I made the mistake the other day of taking the tablets without having food, and my throat and guts burnt for 3 days. Oh, nasty business. Anyway, this is an idea of like fresh food, right? Now look at this. A full pineapple and a full watermelon, all cut up nice and regulation like. 50 cents, 50 cents, $1. Actually, it was less than $1. That's probably 40 cents each for these. So bear with me while I just have a little munch here and gulp down these horrible tablets. Hey, so what have I got to say for myself now? A bit of Chinese tea, can wash it down. I live on Chinese tea now. I'm here in Vietnam. At home, I live on food, but here we can't have anything we want. What's the water? Don't drink the water. Bottle water all the time. I'm very wary of ice. Everyone's ice, bring it in, but you don't know where they got the original water from to freeze to make the ice. See, so you could get sterile water, put a couple of blocks of ice in it, and contaminate the shit out of yourself. So, yeah, you've got to be very aware of germs, viruses, and diseases, especially here in the tropics. Geez, there's a lot of light streaming through the window there. I'm fairly glowing, but the dungeon that I was just in, I call it was a dungeon because it had no windows, but I quite liked it because you could sleep in the morning and you wouldn't have to worry about the sun beating in there, just keep you awake, see, or prevent you from sleeping. So I'm out of the dungeon and I'm up in the skies, in the clouds, getting dizzy, as you saw out the window, 4th floor. Now I'm about to try watermelon. Oh, not sweet, but edible. At 40 cents a throw, I am not to complain. Excuse me while I eat in front of you. Just to kill the time while I'm talking here, as you know, that is now my video journal, whereas this has been my pictorial journal. But whilst coming over on the train, that's a fantastic drawing that Anne did of me many years ago when I was a big hard cunt. And my arms were 17 inches there, but they have been 19 inches. And I wasn't on steroids either, 100% natural. Everyone thought I was on the roids, but they were all on the roids, and their fucking penises were about that big, and their testicles were about that big, and they don't work. So all you roid heads, snap out of it. It's vanity, it's all vanity. All this muscle bullshit. And I'm a fitness instructor too, by the way. I did my time at ACHPA with many celebrities who are now famous people who were my teachers back then. But getting back to what I was saying, I know what I'm talking about this because I know biology, anatomy and nutrition, which was a part of the whole process of becoming a fitness instructor. Excuse me, a bit too Stuck on my tooth. Now, getting back to the roid heads, it's all window dressing, you idiots. Snap out of it, give yourself a backhander, because it's all ego. It's ego, man. You don't need it. It's vanity. Snap out of it, for fuck's sake. Okay, we've had enough of ragging the roidies. And it's well documented now how roid rage, is the new psychosis. Well, it's not new anymore. I mean, it's been around now for many years, but, road rage has taken over from roid rage. What are the Westerners, is it all coming to? The West is fucked, believe me. And I'll say that with a capital F. They think that if they've got the big flash car with twin overhead garages and all the rest of it, they're successful. But they're fooling themselves. The bank owns everything. You don't own nothing. You're all living on credit, for Christ's sake, But the old cliche, have to keep up with the Smiths and the Joneses. But this is the thing that really pisses me off about the West, is that we're gauged on our success by how much money we've got. Whatever happened to inner riches? Because spirituality can't be sold, bought, traded or bartered, it's worthless, It's like trying to explain God to people. You can't see it, hear it, feel it or touch it. It doesn't exist, These scientists, they have a totally subjective view of the world and everything, If it can't be concocted in a test tube or created or analysed in a formula, well, why bother? So, excuse me, sell your cars, sell your house, drop out and give it all. No, you don't even own it in the first place, so what's the point? My latest guru, who's not a guru at all, he's just an enlightened soul, Eckart Tolle. Or Tolle, however you want to pronounce it, but he's a German guy who has tremendous insights into the human psyche. Now, in the Western world, he says, and it's a rather good analogy, that most Westerners are unconscious, even though we're walking around and doing things, and we think that we're quite conscious of what we're doing and where we're going and and the rest of it. But you're not. Like these people like George Bush and the like of those, Cheney and all that, they are unconscious people. They do not think, they can't comprehend anything outside of money. Again, I mean, Bush and Cheney, that company they own, the directors of Harcourt, something like that. Well, who supplies all the hard military hardware for the war? So, of course he wants to go to war with Iraq because they make money out of it. And not only that, they say, oh, we're saving the world from a dictator and terrorism. Well, now it's well documented that there was no nuclear weapons, there was no weapons of mass destruction there in Iraq. It was always about oil. This bullshit war is only, like, those soldiers, they're oil mercenaries, for God's sake. They're not soldiers for freedom, But America, red, white and blue, Nana's apple pie, hub, bullshit, It's all a farce because, as I said, America, everyone aspires to American ideals. Get orked. I'm not, and I know many people think the same as me. I agree that, nah, like, how do I get on to George Bush anyway? I was going to show you just a quick peek into my journal on this is the one I did for the train trip across here. It's white knuckle fever. Now, we did fly on Jetstar, which is Australian airline, subsidiary of Qantas, but it's an Australian airline. When I flew to the Pacific many years ago, we flew on Air Niugini. Now, that plane rattle and hum. It fairly shook and carried on, and I just thought, oh, geez, is it going to end like this? Am I going to be another statistic in an airplane disaster? But we made it. But it reminded me, the flight over here, of that trip. So that's why I thought I'd just relive the white knuckle fever and just carry it over to the modern day. I think I've had enough to say for now. I'm supposed to be going to the underground caves tomorrow with my little mate Tom, but I found out today that it's 60, 70k on the back of a motorbike. Long trip. Don't like the look of it. So, we'll see. Bye y'all. Come back now. Here.